Hello! Welcome! We're back, we're playing some Disco Elysium, as seems to be inevitably the case. When we start streams early like this, things are a little haphazard, but let's get into it. Listen, we're aiming to finish the game today. That's the goal for today. My monitor is so bright, I'm looking at it, it's really illuminating my face more than it usually does. I messed with the monitor settings during Minecraft. It seems to have, changed the vibe, but that's okay. I'll just be illuminated by the monitor, that's fine. What we're here to do is finish Disco Elysium today. Man, oh man, oh man, I'm very excited. We're pretty close to the end, I think. We better be. But my plan for tonight is to finish this game. Gotta get a monitor tan. You gotta. Ugh, I'm so white and pink. I just gotta get a nice, crisp monitor tan. Welcome on Wisebird, by the way. Let's get into it. Right. Okay, so there was just a big shootout, and we were gonna go upstairs and check the window that had been shot out before, and maybe there's something new about it that we'll see. The door is open. You can walk right into Kim's room.
The bathroom mirror has been wiped completely clean. You see the reflection of yourself in the mirror, the expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Hey, Sam the Geek says, hopefully you'll kill fewer people tonight. I didn't kill those people. I simply failed to prevent them from being killed. That's a totally different thing. We're going to use the chain cutters to fix the sink.
Bathroom mirror has been
I know that doesn't seem like
clean.
the highest priority
You
thing for us to be doing right now.
The expression fixed.
Do we have anything else that will help us with interfacing?
You're still not accustomed to it.
Where's my inventory? Oh, I can't access the inventory in a conversation. Okay. Oh, okay. Clothes. Mercy. Anything else that helps me with interfacing more than the gloves that I have right now? Welcome, Sam the Geek, by the way. Let's see. I need to work on that, because I don't think that's very welcoming. To respond to someone and then be like, oh, by the way, welcome, I think is not the most, not the warmest greeting that I could possibly give. We'll work on it.
The bathroom mirror has been wiped completely clean.
Use your chain cutters to fix the faucet. Stop steam from fogging up the mirror. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Bringing chain cutters to some plumbing.
The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet.
Sam the Geek says you sounded so enthused, though. Well, of course, I did want to welcome you.
You've probably never been.
But I just think there's a better order we could do that in. Okay, so we did not succeed in fixing it. But let's attempt to stop my expression from happening.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
All right. I guess we'll never get to pass that check. But we can go into Kim's room. Kim, your room is tiny. The alarm is set for 6:50. Kim, just set it for 7 a.m. If that's... Okay, some serious life advice. If you're setting your alarm for 6:50 a.m., just set it for 7. Give yourself those extra 10 minutes.
These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork, half finished. You make out notes on this and other recent cases.
Kim, are you working on other cases right now? We almost died, dude.
I had got opened the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night.
That's fine. Thank you for keeping this thing alive a little longer. Point to yourself.
It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering the odds we faced. Let's go?
Let's go. I think my biggest regret for this game right now is that when I was wearing a bulletproof vest that we knew worked super well, and a man pointed a gun at my chest where my vest was, I tried to dodge out of the way. That was a pretty big error, I think. And Wisebird says, do your alarms have to be set at a time ending in 0 or 5, or are you a maniac and set alarms for like 7:43? I'm not. I do 5 or 0s. My partner, though, an interesting thing about them is they have, so like you or I don't want to say normal people, but let's say you or I, on our phones, maybe we have a few alarms hanging around from different times that we've set alarms for, right? Maybe you have 4 or 5 or 6 kind of alarms on your phone for like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Maybe one time you had to remember something at 5 p.m. and so there's an alarm for that, whatever. My partner has alarms for every 10 minutes from 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. probably, all the way down on their phone. And whichever one they need, they set that one instead of changing the time, which totally works and is convenient, I guess, once you've set it up, but which I find absolutely, it's just something that I would never even think of doing. And so it fascinates me. Medicinal supplies on the cupboard. Okay. Scalpel. Kim, what are you doing with that scalpel? This Stereo 8 player has been reunited with its right speaker. That's good. Oh, and free pants. Oh, this is a great hotel. Authority, and extra suggestion. What do my pants do right now? They give me electrochemistry. Sure, we'll take the authority pants. Do I have pants that do anything better? Not really. Unwisebird says, wow, I'd probably forget that I'd set 1 at the beginning of the list all the time. I mean, it's, you know, it's just a different workflow. It's just interesting to see how other people, you know, end up using the tools available to them without, you know, strict guidance on, like, this is the right thing to do, this is the way to do it. People work out whatever workflow is best for them. And it's funny when people come to very different conclusions than I would. Pull on the fan.
The blades come squeaking to a halt.
Pull on the light bulb.
The lights are on.
All right. The lights are on, Kim. We did it. Let's go upstairs. One thing that I don't like that this game did is they kind of chided us for not arresting, what's her name? Clausia. Right, they're like, Kim kept saying to us, like, oh, we should have arrested her. We should have done something to keep her from leaving. And, like, I don't like it when a game does that. I don't like it when a game is like, oh, by the way, here's what you did wrong. I find it a bit annoying. But, looks like she left something on the table. What is it?
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting, just as the writer was about to rush out the door. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift upstairs.
Oh my god, a postscript?
A gift.
The lieutenant turns to the staircase specifically, looking for any signs of another presence in the shadows above. What could this gift be?
I am not drawing my gun. Yet. But I don't like gifts.
Like a Greek gift, Kim? That's very racist of you against the Greeks to say that.
Just don't walk into another radio trap, okay?
Okay.
Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you.
Seems she left in a hurry.
It's hardly surprising.
So we don't think Ruby killed him, and Claudia is insisting that she didn't kill him.
Pity.
She's really cleaned this out.
She certainly had her priorities straight when she was packing.
Okay, so there's no drugs for us. Unfortunately, Kim, I know that's a letdown for you. A red thread made out of nylon. Ah, it leads out of the room and onto the roof. Oh my god, is she a ballistics expert all of a sudden?
You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the antenna outside.
Oh my god, how does she know where the shooter was?
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
The lieutenant tests the thread with his finger. Drawn taut, it rebounds instantly, and it plays a G sharp.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez. B prime, B double prime, and B.
Oh my god, is it to the island? It can't be to the island. Because that's the only place we couldn't have figured out before, because we don't have a way to get there, right?
It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the roof.
No way.
B triple prime, the island in the bay.
That's a little bit bullshitty, isn't it? Because we had a quest to check for... to check all these potential places the bullet could have come from. And it came from the one place we're not allowed to check. That's... Alright, game. Is she trying to tell us that... That's a bit cheap. Is she trying to tell us the shot came from the islet?
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the thread seems to point.
There are ruins on that islet. A sunken sea fort. I saw it through the coin-operated viewer.
I remember.
Okay, Kim. How did she know how to do this?
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass.
I'm gonna quibble with that because man oh man oh man. One time I was at a party in college and somebody popped a bottle of champagne. This is true. Somebody popped a bottle of champagne and it broke a hole in the window. And when that happened, somebody else at the party dropped to the floor thinking that something had come in through the window. And so what I'm trying to say is that when a window breaks, people don't know why the window is breaking or where the bullet is coming from or whatever. That seems very unlikely to me. That just because she was there at the time, now she would know the exact angle. I don't know. Seems suspect.
She had a long time to think about it after.
Maybe.
Standing on that roof, staring at the glass.
Maybe.
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her?
This is her way of saying she's sorry.
I find that hard to believe. But at this point, what difference does it make?
Hold up just a second. Sorry, I got something from my work real quick. I just gotta do... Alright, hopefully people don't mind me fixing this in 2.5 hours, because that's what's gonna happen. How did she know how to do this?
She was there that night. She would have...
Oh, we already
She
said
had
that.
a long...
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set. I find that hard to believe.
This is the only
At this
point of
point,
origin we haven't
what
ruled
difference
out
does it
yet.
make?
That's kind of fucking dumb, but
So
okay.
it is.
For a second he seems tired.
Maybe we need to go to the island.
The lead is flimsy. You might as well go around Martinez, looking under every rock and talking to every person.
We kind of already
But
did that,
what
dude.
else is there? There, across the grey water, amidst crumbling concrete, a birch tree, and the half-sunken ruins of a flak tower.
I remember an anti-aircraft gun. I'm gonna go ahead out. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that this man was probably not assassinated with an anti-aircraft gun. But maybe maybe that's why they found him in a billion pieces. But yeah, let's say it. No, you know what? What else is there?
Not a lot, no.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone.
Maybe he identified as an aircraft. Maybe. Oh, it's like, God, I played this board game where you're supposed to be Sherlock Holmes solving a case. And this is spoilers if you play the Sherlock Holmes board game, I guess. But one of the clues is that, like, the kind of conceit of the case is that somebody has military intelligence about, you know, a special new naval gun that's been invented. And when we were trying to decide, like, what had happened in the case, we were like, oh, he was there was a prompt for, like, what was the murder weapon? And we were like, oh, it was a naval gun, and that's why he was blown into a million billion pieces. Anyway, Lillian, the net picker, she's tarring her boat.
Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Let's go. Anyway, I love that idea of assassinating somebody with a way too big gun. Very fun. Should we talk to Gart? Do you think he still likes me because of the seagull, or do you think he hates me because of the shootout that I caused right in front of his establishment?
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you.
I did, thank you. Big improvement.
You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment and its clientele from gunfire.
What can I say? I'm just a big hero like that. Don't remember the specifics of how I effed everything up. Don't do
I give
it.
credit where credit is due, and that, sir, was an honest effort. I was watching until it went down. Crawled inside, then bullets started flying. Anyway,
Gart, I'm right there with you.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here
Ah.
free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not.
Of course.
It just felt I needed to specify that.
Where did everyone go? He asked stupidly.
Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business.
Okay, so I have to mention, when it happened, you were right out there on the balcony.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. That's because I'm a badass.
Yeah, I guess you are a badass.
Yeah, I don't know. Clients were panicking. And also, I guess I sort of found out that I don't give a shit if I die.
All right. I'm not gonna needle into that one any further. Good luck to you, my friend Gart.
No problem. They'll come back.
Am I still holding the nail clippers? Let's not do that anymore. And I think I don't have any more bullets for this gun. Let's see. Give me my trusty pry bar. No. I don't want to dual wield here. Pry bar and nail clippers. I want pry bar and flashlight, please. Oh, my signature.
You see a heavy...
Holy crap, this guy's still here?
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
Oh my god, it's Smoker on the balcony. Hello.
I see you found yourself a little something from my wardrobe. Not bad. Not bad at all. What brings you here?
Oh crap, he knows that I stole his clothes. What is it about the way he carries himself? 8% chance, I like those odds.
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
You were right, he was magical. Magically bureaucratic.
I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people.
Who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Return where?
To his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
I don't want to pry, because we know why he was staying there at the middle of the night. I don't think that's any of my business. I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about you.
Hmm?
And
about
I'm
you,
on my
gendarme?
way. What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
I'm here to kick some ass and solve the case I'm working on.
Well, here's to you.
You know what? That's classy as hell. About this hat I'm wearing.
You can keep it. I don't mind. I can appreciate beauty when I see it.
I took it to blend in. I'm undercover, you see, like Sean Connery.
Blend in where? A carnival?
Wow.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
We're not friends anymore. I can't believe he would say that to me when I'm wearing his great hat. Oh no, Titus is dead. Ugh. Okay, that's sad. I actually do miss Titus. Even though he was a big jerk a lot of the time, he did kind of grow on me. It's all about money, you know? And Wisebird says, I kind of get Matthew Broderick vibes from this voice actor. I get that. Ugh, Matthew Broderick.
Seeing
I
you
loved
approach,
the
bruised man raises his beer can.
Ferris
in
Bueller
welcome.
reference in the recent Ninja Turtles movie was very good for me. Oh my god, Alan is still alive. Oh, he's gonna be pissed, probably. Progy Frenzy says, lol, oh wow, I guess I missed the standoff. Let me give you the high level, just the cliff notes of it. Everything went wrong. I was wearing a bulletproof vest, and a man pointed a gun at my chest, and I tried to dodge out of the way instead of letting the bulletproof vest take it, and I got shot in the pelvis. Naturally, of course. And Kim was a goddamn hero and murdered like 2 people, or almost murdered. and was great. I did dodge a bullet, but basically it all went to hell. And Titus is dead, and a lot of these guys are dead now, and except for 2 of them, I guess. Jeez. And generally was a bit of a kerfluffle, I would say. A bit of a stank overall.
Oh, it's you. Didn't think we'd see you walking anytime soon. Elaine, look. It's the cowardly cop.
Did Liz die too? I can't remember. The fact that she's... probably she did, because we did not do anything proactively to save her. It kind of just all went to hell very suddenly. And by very suddenly, I mean when I tried to shoot the dangerous armored mercenary and did not succeed.
Huh?
He's very, very drunk.
Our condolences for your losses.
Is he okay? Point to Alan.
Does he look like he's okay?
I guess not, Eugene.
He does not. His unshaven face is almost grey, and he reeks of piss, sweat, and booze. While still alive, he has abandoned his own body to decomposition.
How badly was he hurt?
He wasn't. That's the thing.
Oh.
Titus, Theo, Dennis, Angie, they're all gone. But he got away without a scratch.
Oh my god, survivor guilt.
There's nothing left. Nothing.
What about your paintings, Elaine?
This is a broken man. He probably feels that he should have been able to protect the others somehow. And now he feels guilty for not dying with them. Or instead of them.
What are you suggesting, Kim?
I'm not suggesting much. All I'm saying is, he lost everything.
This is terrible. I don't think I could go on living after this.
The eyes looking back to you from the narrow face.
Maybe that's not what he
momentarily
needed to hear.
light up, and his lips move without sound. He said, "Thank you."
Oh.
That shit ain't helping anyone, asshole. The fuck you want with us anyway?
Any idea what happened to Claudia?
Damn songbird of misery, that one.
And do you have any information on this songbird of misery?
God said she took off sometime before the firefight. That's all. Trying to remember if there was anything. Oh yeah, he said she seemed to be in a real hurry.
Alright, take care, guys.
Yeah, you too. It's a rough world out there. It's not easy being a cop. We were too hard on you. Both of you. We shouldn't have fucked with you like we did. You got between us and a lot of bullets in that fight.
That's true.
Matinees owes you one.
That's kind of you to say. Take care of your friend, okay?
Oh, I forgot to say that Kim was putting pressure on our wound. Pierogi Frenzy says, if it helps, there is no way to avoid deaths in that standoff. That actually does sort of help. Kim was putting pressure on our wound, and we gave him our gun, and he flipped around and shot a guy, and it was pretty dope. So Kim was doubly a big hero. And he shot a man through the visor of his helmet, which was also crazy. While we dodged a bullet, it was... There were highs and lows, is what I'm trying to say.
I will. You take care of yours.
A sharp pain shoots up your side and into your stomach. You must not look too good. Luckily, it passes.
Oh, also, we were supposed to pick up our gun from some kind of a pig woman, and I forgot, and we just went to sleep without meeting her. So we had to use the crappy gun that we got from Ruby. That also happened. Just in the interest of, you know, telling the whole story here. Oh.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours?
I didn't really suspect her. I was just trying to buy time in that standoff. And
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Claudia. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end.
what do you mean?
Anything struck you a bit off about this mishmash?
What happened with Ruby? We turned off the machine and broke it with our crowbar. And then she immediately shot herself. And we tried to talk her down and did not succeed. So the encounter with Ruby was actually pretty concise. Honestly. She's in a tent now in a sleeping bag. And she's dead. Okay. Let's say... the bullet was jacketed. Those don't just lie around anywhere, do they?
Good point. It is rather rare. these
Pierogi
days.
Frenzy says, man, this is the cursed playthrough. It could be going better, I'll be honest. The bullet didn't have to come from the roof. It could have come from anywhere on the coast.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
So far, no one has mentioned hearing the shot. That's true.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did
I
you.
didn't even think of that, honestly. But yeah, if somebody shot a gun on the roof. Pierogi Frenzy says, if it helps more, you can't capture Ruby. That does help, but we also didn't really even get to talk to her. I'm done thinking about this.
That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me?
We did, what did we do? We did put Locust back in the trap,
Don't
though,
listen
so
to
that's
this
good.
guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
Kim, I don't speak this language. Pierogi Frenzy says, oh good. Oh good.
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull.
Looks like Cindy the Skull finally found the words for her masterpiece.
The lieutenant crouches, touching the fuel oil with his finger.
Looks like it. Yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday.
I smell heavy fuel oil.
And blood. Some of it is even yours.
You're welcome.
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable?
No, 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 no. You know what? We deserve a treat. What are you trying to imply, Fingers?
You could buy some smokes, light up a ciggy and throw it in there. You know, just to see what happens. See if
Fuck
it's
yeah. Yeah. We'll be right back. Kim, I gotta do a thing real quick. Let's run the serial number on the armor, because I never actually did that. And I bet the people at my station are totally in the mood to help me
Inside,
after I
you see a
caused
set of
this
steering
massacre
wheels, a radio
and
microphone, pull out the
political
top,
situation.
and the
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Please connect me to No, Did you find out more about the owner of the armored
Yes.
boots?
It took some convincing, but I got the mercenary's name and a few biographies.
Did we already hear this?
Are you ready?
The lieutenant leans in to listen.
Shoot.
Notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to
Oh,
an Oranese
okay.
citizen named
Kim already
Ellis
shot him in the face.
Cortinaire.
It's fine.
That's ELLIS KORTINAIR. Exact date of birth unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on 28th of February 09.
An abandoned child?
He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an
Oh
abandoned
no.
farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently.
That's for
and was
compacting
assigned to a
leaves,
foster
not
family at
babies.
two.
What are you doing?
According to Clausia, Lele said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered.
Oh, maybe this is a different guy.
This is what the ICT knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Eastbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminese conflict. Then the armor followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revachol.
Any information on his foster parents? I'm wrong. He wasn't the guy that Kim
None,
shot.
sir.
Obviously,
Sorry.
it's the hanged man's armor. So all we have to connect him to Krenel is the armor.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Elise. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Not bad.
Wait, he was found in a leaf compactor?
It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files. So I thought it would be good for you to know.
Okay, so we're looking for... Well, no. This murdered man could have been a cube in another life.
It is. Thank you, Elise.
Well, we have his name and service record now.
The name. This is
Oh.
very good. Elise Cortenard.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims.
And sometimes it's about setting fire to big letters on the ground. Let's do it. And Wisebird says, does Kim have a crush on Alice? Kim is being extremely nice to Alice, who I guess is helping us a lot. Well, sort of.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer.
He's not very
Do you have
nice to
any other
me.
questions?
I'm pretty annoying, in fairness. I'm good.
57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers.
Kim, we're buying some smokes. Don't ask me why. It's none of your business. Alice is not Kim's type. I see. Hello. I'm here to buy some cigarettes to smoke with my mouth and not anything else.
A colorful display of cigarettes and
Don't
alcohol
worry
bottles line the
about
shop
what I
floor,
might do with them.
inviting
Hey, Soul Foundry says Happy Tuesday, Strimmer. Hello, welcome, Soul Foundry.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
You'd be happy to know, Soul Foundry, today on my view, for no apparent reason, whereas your name is usually dark purple, today your name is a bright, lovely pink color. So welcome. Give me the cigarettes, please.
Here you go, mister.
God, I'm rich as hell now. Why wasn't I rich as hell at the beginning of the game? And you're also just in time for us to commit... I guess this is probably a crime, but I don't know what the crime is. Soul Foundry says, lol, the purple is on my screen today.
The graffiti
Pierogi
has
Frenzy
been
says,
painted
there's a
over the
beautifully
traces
written
of the
awkward
fight that took
conversation
place
where you
here.
learn Kim's sexual
Smells of
orientation,
blood
but I think you
and
burned the
heavy
bridge to
fuel
get
oil.
there. That is very probable.
This was Cindy the Skull.
I know Kim is into me. We sat on the swings and held hands for like 3 hours while we waited for the tide to go out so we could look at the car. Step back, Lieutenant.
The fuel oil catches fire immediately.
Oh, hell yes.
Hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the lettering.
Oh,
Rain
Pierogi
turns
Frenzy.
to
The
vapor
other thing that
above
happened
the
while you
burning
weren't here
message,
is that now
mingling
we are an
with
art
the black
cop.
Smoke.
You've been policed,
The
Martinez!
lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flames and nods silently. Then the fire falters.
Pierogi Frenzy says, oh nice, art cop is a good
Let's go
one.
to that island.
Let's do it.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mazout and springtime.
Well, that was cathartic. Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
Awful lonely here. No ruckus. No old men playing their little ball game.
Where did the old guys go?
You mean the guys who were playing pétanque?
Pierogi Frenzy says, oh god, I can't wait!
Have you noticed people
The
sometimes
island?
appear and
I don't know what's
disappear
gonna
in
happen on the
places?
island.
It's called doing things.
What if I wanted to talk? You know what? Let's move on. That's fine. Soul Foundry says, I painted my name in grass with gas like that last scene with a friend when I was little. I have all my fingers still. That's pretty good. If you have your fingers and your fingerprints after something like that, then I think you're probably in good shape. I don't have anything approaching that, but I did once break my arm as a kid. And the way that I broke my arm, the story starts with my brother and I built a ramp for our bikes. So it's probably, you know, same genre, if not not exactly the same intensity. Pierogi Frenzy says, I'm so curious about how you feel about this game now. I feel like we need a debrief stream or decompression stream. What do I feel about this game right now? I really, really, really like this game, and I'm extremely impressed by this game. I don't know if it was the best game to stream, just because, like, it's long and, like, you've got to kind of, you know, if you miss a few streams, then now you have no idea what's going on. And so it's a game that, in a way, I'm, like, very eager to finish. That's why the stream is called Conclusively Yours today, because I'm hoping that this is going to be the last one, or else it won't. And you know what? If it's not, then we'll call the next stream PPS, so that it'll be a reference to Clausier's letter. I do like it a lot. What do I... Are there things that I don't like about it? I don't think so. I think it's a really, really, really good game. It's like an A+ game and like a B+ game to stream on Twitch, is kind of where I am. Soul Foundry says, legit though, we tried to write in cursive with the flame lit and writ our names, and I still have both. We both have all our fingers still. Good. Progy friend says, hee hee, peeped. And Larry Burndorf says, I built the shittiest... Hey, welcome, Larry Burndorf. Says, I built the shittiest ramp as a kid. The angle was so bad, you would more likely scorpion if you tried to jump it. That's when I knew woodwork was for me. That's when I said, you know what? I might be really good at this. Hey, Ringwet says, hello. We discoing in this Elysium? You know it every single day. Soul Foundry says, I appreciate you for playing this. I was told to play it, and I think I would play it if I was in the mood to read a book. Ah. Progy friend says, I broke my arm on my bike riding in traffic the week before my wedding? Oh, that's brutal. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm afraid to ride in real traffic. I live in, let me be as vague as possible. I think I live in a less busy area than you do, Pierogi Frenzy. And I don't even really want to ride around here. Although also where I live, there is no respect for traffic laws. In fact, literally a thing that happened is one of the city council people did a hit and run and refused to give up her position on the city council. And there's a video of it, and it's like... So anyway, okay, so. Where I live, a city councilwoman, should we just see the video? I don't think it's too bad. A city councilwoman did a hit and run. She hit a bicyclist and then drove away. And you might be thinking like, well, you know, maybe she clipped him and didn't realize it or whatever. Like maybe she didn't realize that she hit this cyclist, you know, when she was driving and she drove away, and maybe it was just an accident. Let's see. Let's see if we can see that. Oh my god, the person's name comes up first. Okay. So I want you to see this video. She targeted the rider, didn't she? Progy friend says, oh shit, I heard about this. Sorry, let me catch up with this real quick. Larry Burndorf says, did someone else let someone use their bike and they flipped it because they just used front brakes? Progy friend says, oh my god, just use front brakes. That's brutal. That will flip your bike. Yeah. Progy friend says, I also had a black eye and the kind ladies at Sephora taught me how to cover it up. Holy shit, Bobby Brown makeup is expensive. Okay, let me show you this video. I've got it here. I actually went to the city council meeting where we tried to make her step down, and she just stonewalled us and refused to do it. So I was there. I was a piece of that history where nothing happened. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. This is, okay, so surveillance video appears to show New Jersey city councilwoman hit a bicyclist with her SUV and drive away. So we're going to see, you're going to tell me if you think this person, what you're watching for in this video is, do you think there's plausible deniability that this person hit the bicyclist and didn't realize it? What I'm going to tell you up front, I'm going to prime you by telling you that I think the bicyclist broke the law. The bicyclist ran a red light. It was probably their fault that the accident happened, but I want you to tell me if you think there's any chance the driver didn't realize that they hit the bicyclist, okay? Let's see it. So here we go. Here's the intersection. I think it's this guy, dude. I think it's the guy in the yellow coming up. So... Let's see that again. Let's see that again, real quick. You tell me what you think. So it's the bicyclist in yellow who's coming down over here, okay? Here he comes. Here comes the car. So, so she knew. So she knew, right? Like, holy shit. Like, oh my god. Let me catch up a little bit. Let's just go to the perfect frame of that. Can we get... Yeah. Rangoet says, for me, depends on the book's mood. Oh, book versus Disco Elysium. But Disco Elysium really kept my attention way more than most RPGs. The writing is way more engaging and full of character and comedy. Progy friend says, oh shit, I heard about this. And Rangoet says, and it doesn't have shitty turn-based combat. She targeted the rider? She didn't target the rider. But Rangoet says, or generic one-note side quests everywhere with faceless characters. I'm going to jump around a little bit. Pierogi Frenzy says, holy fuck, that guy was lucky. And Larry Burner says, what the fuck was the guy doing on the bike? But she definitely knew. He definitely ran the red light, right? Like, you know, and like Rango had said here, one of the cars stopped on the left as well, it seems. It seems they both skipped a red light. Like, I see what you mean, on the left. I think that the guy ran a red light. I do think it was his fault that he got hit. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Unwiser says, damn, his shoes are off. She hit the curb, clearly. So the guy was, I think, basically all right. But, like, that's pretty brutal, dude. That's pretty hard to look the other way on. Okay, let's see. Soulfinder says, I did that once. Ish, I have the scar to prove stopping the front wheel. Oh, of flipping a bike. Rangot says, the mid-game did start to drag on a bit, but nowhere near as much as most RPGs. Rangot says, one of the... Pierogi Friend says, can you get a Meet Joe Black loop of this? And Larry Burner says, I would have stopped because I want the biker to pay for the damage. Yeah, for real. But anyway, she drove away. And I went to the city council meeting where it was like, hey, you should probably step down because of this. And she just didn't. Anyway, that's the story of how a local city council person did a hit and run and got away with it, basically. Soulfinder says, and that's why I don't ride a bike around where I live. Sorry, that's coming all the way back. The reason I don't ride a bike around where I live is because of that. And I'm pretty sure Pierogi Frenzy lives in a more dangerous place to ride a bike than I do. And so, I extend my full condolences for your accident before your wedding. That sounds brutal and not like your fault. Soulfinder says, as a professional pedestrian, I've mastered my evil glare stare. I use it on my walk home from a grocery today, and boom! Not run over. Oh, you mean when you flash the person a glare as you cross the street or whatever? Rangwet says, I love how everywhere is made around thousands of cars. It's such a safe and ecologically friendly society. Oh, in the U.S., it's really... I mean, I know that parts of the U.K., I'm sure, are bad too. But the U.S. is so car-centric, it's a bit brutal. Anyway, let's see if we can get a boat.
Officer, what happened?
See if you can find a boat. Larry Burndorf says, hey, I'm walking here. Pierogi Frenzy says, I've broken 3 ribs, hit by a drunk cyclist while on my bike, 1 arm, my dumb fault, and been hit by 1 car, his fault, not serious? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's like riding a bike is kind of dangerous when there's a million cars on the road. And I guess 1 drunk cyclist. Ringo says, oh yeah, the US from what I've seen is insane. Soulfinder says, look behind you over the shoulder like, B, I effing see you.
She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Who drunk cycles? Wild. I know, that seems crazy dangerous, dude. I mean, just get an Uber or a cab or something at that point. I guess you don't want your bike to get stolen, but still, jeez. Even, I know that, like, it's supposedly a thing that by distance traveled, you pose more danger to yourself walking drunk than driving drunk. Don't drive drunk. I'm not even going to say this. It's not worth saying. Don't drunk cycle. Don't drunk drive. Don't drunk walk. Get somebody to give you a ride home. That's all you need to hear. Some people hurt me.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but they were closer than usual.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
Soulfinder says, I almost carried a bat at one point because of the intersection I had to cross. The cars used to get onto the freeway. Now I just want a bat for druggies on transit. And Larry Burnup says, drunk wheelchair is the play. I'm thinking some kind of a drunk luge, maybe, as long as you're traveling downhill. I have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
We need to get to that island.
That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
Can we borrow your boat?
If you promise to bring it back. And no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow. And no drinking on the boat. And no joyriding either.
Pierogi Frenzy says, I wonder if gangs short on cash do bike buys. Maybe like some kind of a razor scooter buy?
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business.
We're commandeering this boat, lady. Soul Foundry says, if you know where to look on Reddit, you can see me before... Oh no! My one and only DUI on site sobriety test. I passed, but that is a story for offline for sure. Oh my god, that's a bit troubling. Pierogi Friend says, scooter buy must be humiliating for everyone involved. Oh yeah, for everyone. They leave IOUs. Rangwet says, the person you shot leaves you an IOU. Like, please get yourself a better vehicle. Rangwet says, this is propaganda against base drunk driving from immoral monsters who jump in our way to taint our reputation. That is what every drunk driving accident is. This is a very interesting take, Rangwet. And I appreciate coming at things from a different point of view. You know, just some kind of lateral thinking. But I can't say that I'm with you on this one.
Aye.
Nod along attentively.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
What's on the island? I saw some kind of ruins through the binoculars.
Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. For the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think. Bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it.
Kim, I bet the anti-aircraft gun was used to shoot the guy.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
You said you haven't been there yourself. Who has then, if not you?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know. My mother told me.
Rangwet says, if you think hard enough, okay, I'm ready. You know what? I'm ready. I'm opening my mind to whatever you're gonna say. I'm gonna be receptive to it, and I'm gonna think about it critically, but non-judgmentally. If you think hard enough, you realize it's actually big government, good start, who are sending all these people to taint our reputations so they can keep all the beer for themselves. You've won me over, Rangoet. I changed my mind. You're right. Larry Burndorf says, I recently got a DUI test and blew a 0.02, and the cop still said I wasn't allowed to drive. Oh, that's under the limit. Yeah, that's kind of lame. I mean, it's probably safer, but yeah. But legally speaking, he doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Too. I know they do, on rafts. I tell them not to, but they bring back old bullet casings and such.
Soul Foundry says yes, because anything is boom, jail. Okay, so I want to preface this story. When I was 4 times under the fucking limit, just tell them you're a priest and you just gave communion. You know, just be like, oh, I just had some sacramental wine. It's not a big deal. Pierogi Friend says, undercooked, overcooked, straight to jail. Can you get drunk enough eating? Can you get drunk off eating enough rum and raisin fudge? I'm gonna say probably not, but maybe. I worked with once a very sketchy guy who later got in trouble. This is true. I worked with a guy who later got in trouble for soliciting a prostitute. But the advice that he tried to give me, unprompted, I will say, was one time we were literally setting up. I was working this job where we had to just set up a bunch of folding chairs for something. And as we were setting up the folding chairs, unprompted, he was like, if you ever get pulled over for drunk driving, you should have a bottle of whiskey in the glove box. And so you want to open the bottle of whiskey in front of the cop and chug it so that you can claim that the reason your blood alcohol content is high is because of the whiskey that you drank after you stepped out of the car. So I would say that's probably not good advice, but maybe it'll work for you. Pierogi Friend says, oh man, I was hoping it was someone we worked with. Oh no, it was somebody I worked with a summer job a long time ago. Larry Burnoff says, I know you can get blitzed on bread pudding. You can get like a real rummy cake too. Says Lamau, I'm sure that will go over well. That's almost genius. It's so dumb. Oh my god. I wish you knew this person though, because it's exactly the kind of person that they are, that they would think this was a really good idea. But man, oh man, oh man. It's only genius if the on-site sobriety test is with the machine. Also, then you're stuck on the side of the road. I guess so, yeah. Now you get a DUI and an open container. I think that's Larry Burndorf exactly what would happen in practice. In his mind, you would only get the open container citation or whatever. But I'm very doubtful that that would ever actually work. Froggy Frenzy says, I imagine as you do that, the Mortal Kombat text and voice comes, flawless victory. And everyone applauds. Everybody loves that. The cops are like patting you on the back. That's so smart. We've never seen that before. What a genius guy you are. Ugh. That's funny. That's one of those things. That's one of those things that, like, somebody said to me, and I never said it to anybody else until now. That was probably 12 years ago. That's just been rattling around my memory until this precise moment that I got to share it with all of you. They threw a parade for him.
The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest. They have a strange way of talking.
Alright, we're gonna talk to some twins about the island.
I seldom
God,
do.
that's such a weird aside.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
So Foundry says, we're finishing the game tonight. We're doing it. I believe it can be done. Privately, and I shouldn't spoil this, my plan is if it's 10 o'clock and it feels like we're near the end of the game, I think we're just gonna power through. And go late. But we'll see. We can do it. I gotta stop telling weird stories about weird people that I used to know.
A stone while the other watches him do it.
Rangoet says, I love the idea of, like, imagine you're a cop and you go up to this person, pull him over, and he just goes, wait a minute, chug some vodka in front of you unprompted. Yeah, that seems fine. I bet you would just let that happen. Proggy Friend says, my dad, who grew up under the Soviets, kept a bottle of vodka in the glove box for 12 years. Oh, in case you had to bribe a cop. My stepmom found it on their second date and freaked out. That's fascinating, actually. I'm actually very interested by that, but we gotta talk about this another time. Larry Burndorf says, I can imagine your face when he told you, the most dumbfounded expression in existence. Pierogi Frenzy says, I'll signal around 10 if I think you can do it. Okay, cool. That sounds good. And Giant Spatchy says, I came to the stream at a weird time. We're just talking about bribing Soviets. You know how you do. Let's talk to these two twin kids about the island we're going to. Giant Spatula, welcome, by the way. What you missed is that we found out that the bullet probably came from the one place we weren't allowed to investigate, which feels a little cheap, but it's fine. Rangot says, also there in case the roads is getting a bit too boring. True. No, for 12 years, that's saved for a cop. That's for somebody special.
And that's iron.
Oh yeah, also Larry Burndorf is right. We figured out the cheat code for DUIs, which was imparted to me by a very special person that I used to work with. Rangoet says, I was joking. I know. Sorry, Rangoet. I know you were. Yes, that one. I need to know what's there.
That's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants.
It's just a seafort and some plants.
Wait.
Okay.
And we make a fire. We make a fire.
Go on.
Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets. Or not real bullets, empty bullets.
Do you have more bullets? Because I used my one bullet.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war. But this could be important.
Wait, you mean shells?
I don't know what these are.
What then?
They're lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
Someone lives on the island?
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Why is he the fire guy?
Because...
Rangoet says, kids, give me some empty rifle bullet shells. I need them.
He asks to put the fire out.
Why does he ask you to put the fire out?
I don't know. He doesn't like it. He don't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. Yes.
Okay. You mentioned something about lights.
I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes.
Is there anything else you can tell me about this guy? Age? Does he live there?
No, he doesn't live there. I don't think. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times.
Okay.
He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know.
How come?
We ran. He just yelled we shouldn't be there.
Your father used to go to that island too, didn't he?
Our father killed himself.
I didn't ask.
Don't say that, he didn't.
Oh, never mind. Say nothing.
I'm sorry.
Larry Bernard says, this kid's voice makes me want to puncture my eardrums. I am with you on that. Is that all you know? Is there anything more you can tell me about this about the island?
There's
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
Is Lily your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? You're being laconic about it. They're gonna say, I don't know what that means. Rangoet says, same, worse than Kuno even?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Alright, good luck, kids. Your life is gonna be worse because of what I've done here. Enjoy. Nope. Yes. Yeah, Kuno was better. Did you ever find Kuno's Night City? We did, actually. We did find out what the Night City was.
On the calm mirror of the sea, its 2 seats are empty.
It's me, Kuno! Larry Bernard says, kid, can I introduce you to drunk driving? I know a cheat code for
The
it.
boat's belly is a shiny yellow color, industrial paint over fresh tar. You see it reflect off the water, along with the factory number, A72. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay.
Yes.
A strange trepidation comes
Yes,
over.
I'm ready.
Are you sure you want to go now?
Rangoet says this would be the perfect time to drunk
Have you
drive the
made all
boat.
the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts?
Stop hinting to me.
Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
You take the engine, Kim. I'll hold the boombox. Because we're gonna play our favorite song, The Little Church of Saint Sebebubub.
What?
Say nothing.
Fine, why not?
Soul Foundry says, I used to drive my dad's boat after he was drinking. DUI night! Worst theme for a party ever.
Sad FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Get in and ride to the island. I'm ready. I guess. I mean, I don't have a gun with bullets, but it's probably fine. DUI themed night out. Don't drink and drive. Just to be clear. Jokes aside. Soul Foundry says, legit, my dad at one point was like, I am drinking. You see that point? Go there. Do not leave there. It was a party night. So it's a lot of responsibility being in charge of the old tiller, if my nautical nomenclature is correct. And Wiseman says, kind of depressing DJing by Harry. True. Rangoet says, I can see the impatience in Piotr's face. Rangoet, I promise I'm trying to enjoy this. I really am. Because I do feel like I was too impatient yesterday, and I was trying too hard to rush because I incorrectly, inconceivably thought that maybe we would finish up yesterday. And so I am determined to soak it in more today. I think that you were right that we shouldn't rush the ending here. Larry Berndorf says, when I lived in Florida, sorry, Soulfinder says, the more I grow up, the more I am like... And Larry Bordorf says, when I lived in Florida, I got stopped on the water so many times so the cops could check my cooler. Oh, wow, they do that. I thought it was all All freeze on the high seas, but I guess not. In conclusion, Rangoet was right and I was wrong. And we should try to enjoy this. Rangoet says, yes, I was right. Drunk driving is a lie by big government. Also that too. Larry Burnduff says, I was like 14. After a while, I just started saying, I left my beer at home. Yes, I'm 15 years old, but I don't have my beer with me right now. It's fine.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then, silence. In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance.
Oh my god, quails? Kim, we need bigger guns.
Let's go.
A makeshift bridge. Soul Foundry says, where's my Four Loko? I need to go out on a Tuesday. Four Loko isn't as good as it was. Some of us were lucky enough to taste the sweet, sweet flavor of real Four Loko when it was some dangerous ass bullcrap. I guess it probably still is. Four Loko, the devil's juice. Just bring it back. You know what? Listen. The controller is vibrating non-stop right now. I tried to set it down and it just makes a vibrating noise. I can... Maybe you can hear that. What was I gonna say? Times are bad. You know, I think that people don't have a lot of hope today, the way that they did in 2011. And I think... even though it's not good for us, just let us have original formula Four Loko. We don't deserve it. It's not good for us, but I think we might as well at this point. Larry Burnduff says he's gonna talk us into Four Loko now. I told ya. Unwiseful says, isn't Panera Bread trying? Can you get original formula Four Loko at Panera Bread? I would love if that was the case. Rangoet says, never had Four Loko, but haven't had most. Not a big drinker or fans of many. That's good. That's the best thing you can do for your health, is to drink nothing at all. Larry Burnduff says, just give me pina coladas. Also, especially, don't drink Four Loko. Maybe it's fine now. I bet it's not, though. Maybe it's no worse than an Irish coffee or whatever, but that's probably not good for you either. We need the big Four Loko leak.
The dry grass crackles.
Wait.
Your feet as you stop.
I'm gonna Google. Search on Microsoft Bing. We just got to do a quick search for something. No, Panera has the caffeinated lemonade. Oh, that's weak sauce. If it doesn't have like liquor and bath salts in it, I'm not interested. Let's see. Okay, what I want to search for is original Four Loko recipe. Oh my god. The lemonade kills people? Is that real? Let's see. They removed the caffeine. You can make this original Four Loko with this DIY. Espresso martinis are the new millennial Four Loko. If you dare. Okay, what is... Okay, let me just see. Malt liquor, vodka. Oh, Kool-Aid mix. This is whatever. I had a friend who worked in a lab in Stanford. He was a PhD student at Stanford, which is a fancy pants school for smart people, if you're in America. And in the lab, they had... God, what was it? So they took a jar of pickles, all right? And you pour out the pickle juice, and in its place, you filled the pickle jar with vodka, and then put in a packet of Kool-Aid and mix it all up, and you leave that, and you just let that stew for a while. And then later you eat the pickles, which are now sweet from the Kool-Aid and alcoholic. And they had that in the fridge at the lab where he worked at this prestigious university. Ringo says, just add some meth to an Irish coffee and get the same experience. Larry Burnoff says, California proposed a minimum wage law for fast food unless you make bread. That's some bullshit. It's like in New Jersey where I live, it's illegal to send, you can't send alcohol through the mail unless it's wine, which is just like, obviously some rich people wanted to import wine, right? They wanted to import wine through the mail, and so they carved out a special exception through the law. Oh, it's just the same thing. That's such bullcrap. Unless you make bread. Okay, Panera lobby group. Anyway, the moral of the story is, God, what did they call it? I'm trying to remember what they called the Kool-Aid vodka pickles. There was some weird name for it. I'm pretty sure the word devil was in it somewhere, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, that's something you could do if you were a very smart neuroscientist, unlike myself. Minimum low wage law exemption Panera. That's such bullshit. Rangoet says, well, I better not be making bread at my restaurant then. Well, no, you do want to make bread, because then you can underpay people. Sam the Geek says, the CEO of Panera is apparently one of Gavin Newsom's donors. No surprises there.
The flock of quail departs.
That's
They're
so
more
lame.
than 100 meters away. 102.
What you need to understand, because I know that some people in this stream are not from the U.S., basically in the United States, we have like a democracy, but you know, having a direct democracy is not practical, right? You can't have every person vote on every issue. So instead of having every person vote on every issue, we have every dollar vote on every issue. And so basically, instead of people votes, you have dollar votes, and that's kind of how the whole thing works. And anyway, that's how Panera gets to pay their employees less than every other fast food place. Yeah, the dude owns like a third of California Paneras. Seems right.
On the islet, there is almost no wind. Just snow quietly falling on the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline. Long dried leaves chafing against each other.
Civics according to PDB. I don't even think that's... You know, I try not to be... I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to be expressly political. I think that's something that almost anybody in the U.S. could agree is probably the case. Rangwat says, I love that the U.S. goes off about how they have freedom and are a free country, and the average American has like no count in the votes. It's not that you have no count. It's just like if you live in a state that is very red or very blue, then in like a presidential election, your vote probably doesn't matter. You know, there's a handful of states which are purple states, right? Which could kind of go either way, Republican or Democrat. And then in a presidential election specifically, your vote would matter. But otherwise, like if you live in California, say, since we're talking about it, California's going to vote blue, and all of the votes from the state are going to be for the Democrats. And you kind of don't have to vote in California in a presidential election specifically. But for other votes, you should vote still, etc. Anyway. But yes, I know what you mean that like you have no count in the votes. That's a product of the Electoral College. Yeah, the Electoral College is a scam. Giant Spatcha says, no, I mean, it's like Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a Bill, but with our favorite streamer. Evo Kidder says, I'll have you know I have 10 freedoms. And Larry Burnoff says, the problem is 99% of people don't pay attention to every dumbass bill. Well, that's the other thing, is I think that people in politics, this is not exclusive to America at all, but I think that people in politics understand deeply and intimately, I don't know why I said intimately, I regret it immediately, but let's say intimately, that if you want people to not know about something, you just have to make it really boring. And so that's something that they've figured out, and that they use to extreme effect. I'll be right back. I gotta run real quick. I'm gonna be back in like 1 second, but I'm just gonna leave you enjoying this screen real quick for 1 minute. One minute. Can any of us count that high? Rengwet says, yeah, basically, and they can get away with lying about bills if they don't like it. I mean, that's the other astonishing thing, is that, oh my god, how did we get here? So we're not going to finish the game tonight, right? Because I'm now waffling on about a bunch of other things. If we wanted to finish, we should have focused down. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying getting up on my little soapbox. They get away about lying about bills if they don't like it. I think it's a really astonishing thing in American politics in the last 10 years that, like, you can just lie. Like, you can lie, and it's not... The difference is, people always lied in politics, obviously. But it used to be that you would lie and, like, hope that you would trick people with your lie and that, like, people would believe it. But now you lie so that people can pretend to believe you. And that's sort of shocking. And I have a specific example to talk about this, which is, and it's a fun example too, which is there's an American politician named Lauren Boebert, or Boebert perhaps, who went to a showing of the musical Beetlejuice and got kicked out. Okay, she got kicked out of this musical while she was there. And they said, oh, she was... you know, vaping and making a lot of noise and generally just being a bad audience member or whatever. They kicked her out. And she said, no, I didn't vape. That's not true. She said, I was singing along. I was laughing too loud. I was having a little bit too much fun. And they put out a video of her vaping. And it's on video. And you can see the video of her vaping in the audience. And her position is still that she didn't vape in the theater. And that's shocking to me. That's shocking that a public figure can just be like, no, that didn't happen, even though there's security footage of it happening. Oh, my God. Anyway, Boebert. Was she drunk? I think she was. Pierogi Friend says, all I know is the gummy mint gives my tax money to Imagines. So, Soulfinder says, Boebert is scum, or Boebert is scum. Ringo says, what the hell? Yeah, so you can just do that. I mean... She's a very particular kind of populist figure, too. So I don't want to... Well, I do, I guess. Like, it's an egregious example, but it is a real thing that happened in the last 2 years. And I find it shocking. I find it shocking that you can just be like, nah. Soulfinder says she would have... I'm not going to read through that, but that's just a little inflammatory. But yeah. Rengwet says, Piotr all the time. I don't want to do this. I don't want to, but I do want to actually. Yeah. Listen, I just have poor impulse control. Anyway, let's play this game. Soulfinder says, I hate her. She's legit evil. Well, she's a big liar, and she's a liar who tells lies that she doesn't even expect people to believe. And I find that just heartbreaking, honestly. I don't even know what that means. I guess we just don't care. Maybe we never cared what the truth is, and maybe just now public figures and politicians and stuff get that we don't care. But the fact that we don't care, and now we know that we don't care, make yourself a Four Loko. Go out, buy yourself an old Four Loko, enjoy it, because this is the bleak place where we are.
Like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work.
Larry Burner says, amateur vapor. If she just held her breath, no one would have even noticed. Soulfoundry says, and the number of times I've been gaslit, it just infuriates me now. It is really bad. And Yokitter says, it's time for a loco for sure. It's just drink up. Drink up.
Of great importance to the few who attend.
Oh, I don't like these to the west, to the east, whatever. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna take this in. Soul Foundry says, by millionaires I was gaslight, and now they are in bankruptcy. I guess that's probably
Silent hiss.
good.
See air moving through the needles of a pine tree.
Larry Burndorf says, is this where getting pickled came from? I will say yes.
The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand. The low tide filtered through its grains. A bird, snow falls on the water, melting away without...
I actually think it's a little bit weird, now that I'm thinking about it, that we used the Lauren Boebert example, because we did literally just look at the local city council person hitting the bike driver, or hitting the bike rider. That was the same thing, wasn't it? And we just introduced another example instead for no reason. But anyway. Rangoet says, the US is also weird in how it's right... Oh, I see. The right wing is the most and least religious people possible. Like how Trump somehow is loved by all the evangelicals. You know, the most holy man. He is doing the things the evangelicals want him to do. And I think that they jive with that. Soul Foundry says, so done with Redacted. He sued me and I won that too. Hence the bankruptcy. Oh, congratulations on winning that though. And Pierogi Friend says, the truth doesn't matter because to a large swath of the country treats political affiliation like a football team. I would say that's true. South Jersey folks cheer on the Eagles. North Jersey like Giants. Alabama the Republicans. California the Democrats. One of the dumbest but most illuminating things I've ever heard was, thank God I was born a conservative. That is very interesting. I think we just all need to be thoughtful and vote for Al Gore. The end. Just put him in. Just write him in. I'm sure it'll work for everybody. Ahead?
A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box.
Evocator says, hey, California likes a different kind of giants. You talking about the Jolly Green Giant because they have so much agriculture there? I bet that's what you're talking about. Rengbot says, yeah, true. It's all kind of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and my enemy is rights and freedoms for minorities. Larry Burnoff says, I don't comprehend why the only political opinions seem to be Biden and Trump. If I wanted to be ruled by geriatrics, I'd move into a nursing home. Larry Burndorf, I'm so with you. Oh my God. It's crazy. I mean, whatever political affiliation you have, it is crazy that it's like these are your choices. These two very old men, both with baggage. Like you have to vote for the one that is sort of aligned to your side, or you're wasting your vote. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and they're like the oldest people. Every day Joe Biden wakes up and is the oldest president of the United States ever. Is that true? I'm pretty sure that's true. And that's. I just want options. That's what I want. I just want us to have more options. I don't think that's so much to ask for. Pierogi Frenzy says, people will fight tooth and nail to avoid the slightest inconvenience they've become accustomed to, including thinking. Agreed. Oh my God. Just put in one baby. That's all I'm asking for. I want Joe Biden, Democrat. Donald Trump, Republican. This baby, the Green Party, I guess. I think that's the only third party that I know offhand. Green Party baby. Vote Green Party baby. His name is Aiden. And he's a baby. And he's with the Green Party. And by God, we need some new blood. I pulled the headphones out of my ears when I tried to slap the table. Ugh. Larry Burner says, even if you align with Biden, you have to realize he's one cough from shitting his pants. They're too old. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Unwisebert says, I can't do anything about it. I just gotta take it. I just gotta eat it. Unwisebert says, vote Dwayne Camacho, 2024. Ringo says, I mean, Trump is not even that far off. It's a 4-year age difference. Eva Cutter says, lol, yes, let's make the average age 35 and the median 78. Pierogi Friend says, how is Trump not dead? His diet and fitness are atrocious. I actually can tell you this, because I do know the answer that I heard from Trump's own lips secondhand. It's hearsay. Which is that what you need to understand is that the human body is like a battery, okay? And a battery only has so much energy. And if you go out every morning and you run, for instance, every morning, you're spending that energy. And so what you need to do is not run and conserve that energy. And that's how you live as long as possible. That seems like it probably is taken out of context, in fairness. So I don't want to go too hard on that, but it is a fun fact that belief is associated with him. Renguet says, also, I wasn't listening for a second, and I hear we need a baby for Trump and Biden. Larry Burner says, electrolytes are what plants crave. Progy Friend says, God, I knew you were going to say the battery thing. It's a little bit of a meme, I admit. It's not the hottest take.
Air flows out of the
What's to the
pillbox
north?
window.
That's what I want to know.
There is very little there. The
We got to get
air
out of this
flowers
political talk.
momentum.
It's making me
Absolute silence.
listless.
Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless. A flake of snow falls on an extinguished campfire. Hiss.
Below the silence?
Call the Mamadakwa.
Called the Mamadakwa! Anyway, Putin 2024. He did it. I mean, it's probably because he's so popular. You know, he got, what, 87% of the vote? Something like that? I mean, how could a guy that's that popular not win? Larry Burner says the battery thing checks out. All the obese 90-year-olds, lol. They're doing great. They're doing great. All of them.
We are way out now. Way out in the west. No, it's just your imagination.
That feels
You can't
like,
hear
I want to
such
be fair,
things.
that feels like it has to be taken out of context. I don't want to be somebody who just repeats a meme. So I'll say the battery thing, take it with a grain of salt, because I don't remember the actual original source. And I can't believe that that's what a serious person would say. Kim?
Yes?
This is where a lesser man would stop to think about.
Progy Friend says no, PB. He is that dumb.
And into his groin. Not you. You're concentrated on how.
Have you noticed how quiet it is?
I have. Is that why we're stopping?
I have to listen to one more thing.
The lieutenant nods in silence.
Just kidding. The barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks in it. The little birch from the coin-operated viewer still holding on. Oh, good for it. Even though birchwood is the worst wood in Minecraft. Oh yeah! Worst wood in Minecraft. Deal with it. I went there.
ICM.
Talking of
This feels
controversial
familiar
opinions.
somehow.
Kim, what is the ICM?
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army. The black and white army of the revolution.
Laura Burnham says, what the hell is wrong with birch? It's the worst wood in Minecraft. It's the worst wood in Minecraft. The logs look terrible. The planks are just okay. I want a rich, dark wood. Listen. Rangoat says, it is top tier wood in Minecraft. You're just wrong? No. Build a house with birch logs and get back to me. Build a Minecraft house where birch logs are a key part of the architecture and tell me that birch is the best wood. This is where we revolt. They're not, the logs are unusable and the planks are just okay. The planks are top tier. I want a rich dark wood. I want a rich dark wood. I don't want some blonde ass planks.
Sounds an awful lot like.
Ranguet says, the planks look so good. I love the bright wood. I guess there's no arguing with taste. RCM. It sounds like RCM. Also, stripped logs look decent. That is probably true. Stripped logs are from before my time in Minecraft. And so that it is possible that is a good workaround for the logs.
It does. The RCM may descend from the ICM.
You mean after your time? Yes, after my time, not before my time. You're right.
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
Larry Burndorf says, I build my houses out of nether quartz. We are not the same. I mean, like a marble house. I'm interested. I mean, I don't really want to live in a bank, but maybe. But a birch house?
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
Rangwet says, can't believe they removed stripped logs before your time. It's crazy. They patched out the axolotls too. They patched out so much great stuff before I started playing Minecraft. Rangwet says, Birch also looks so good with cobblestone. Does cobblestone look good with anything? I don't know. Larry Burndorf says, I like to live in empty bank vaults. No, you gotta live in a full bank vault like Scrooge McDuck. That's where the real money is. Pierogi Frenzy says, Birch is too skinny for dimensional lumber. It's good for plywood, and that's about it. Pierogi Frenzy, we're not talking real life. We're talking computer games. Which you have to pronounce the word games with a B to be saying it correctly. Computer games. Let's see. Rangot says, cobblestone looks good with a lot. Okay, now you're just wrong. Cobblestone with wood on top looks good. Brogy Friend says, oh. Sam the Geek says, don't bring physics into this video game. Are we playing a video game? I'm playing a video game. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're not going to finish by 10 tonight. We're going to have a stream called PPS. We'll schedule it. We'll schedule a long stream. We'll figure it out. What I'm hearing is we descend from the glorious revolutionary army. Larry Burndorf says politics didn't break us. Minecraft Birch did. Sam the Geek says finish the game already. I'll do it when I'm good and ready. Brogy Friend says don't forget to save. True. We'll save before we go in.
Back then. It doesn't really matter.
A white star. Point to the star on the label.
No. An upside down star.
What's the maximum number of P's we have? I think PPS is the most P's you can have before it becomes a bit. Right? Like you can write a PS and then a PPS and it's kind of cute. If you put a PPPS, then you're doing a bit and I don't know if I like it. So I'm going to say 2. Soul Foundry says, Rupert Pilkington has just entered the chat. Computer Gabes. That's a lot of PP. Rangoet says, next you're going to say spruce is into top tier wood. Rangoet, you couldn't be more wrong. Spruce is the top tier wood. Spruce is, if I dare say, spruce is the wood. Spruce is the wood. Spruce is the wood. Good take. Yeah, spruce is the best wood. Are you kidding? Building a spruce lodge in a snowy biome? Oh! Chef's kiss. That's the best you could possibly do. I get it. Oak wood, you're starting out. There's not a lot of spruce around, so you build your house out of mostly oak wood. And it looks okay. Totally fine. Totally acceptable. You're getting some apples at the same time while you're starting out. I totally get it. But, you know, in the same way that, like... what's a good simile here? I don't have a simile for this. What I'm just gonna say is, oh no, I do have a simile. In the same way that, like, when you're a kid, you only eat smooth peanut butter, but then you grow up and you start eating chunky peanut butter. Spruce is the chunky peanut butter to Oakwood's smooth peanut butter. You know, it's a little more refined. It's just a little more grown up. And it's the best. It's strictly better, and if you don't think that, it's probably because you're not old and wise enough. Rangoet says it's close, but I have to say spruce is the best, but birch and the red netherwood are also high. The red netherwood, Rangoet, is before my time. I don't know it.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Soulfoundry says heart chunky PB. Rangoet says, removed too early. Warped wood is the best. Removed too early. Sorry. I didn't get that when I first read it. Warped wood, I also don't know. Because it was removed before my time. Are those spec stars too?
No, that's the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Sorry, if I could just navel gaze for a second. I love that we literally started this stream early so that we could get through this game, and then I'm barely playing this game. Oh, what's wrong with me? Rangoet says, can we all agree that orange wood is the worst? I'm on board. Yes, it is. Looks old. What's it still doing here?
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Yefrater.
Bernard says he keeps saying removed before his time.
One of these
I just came to Minecraft too late.
The city is full of things like this.
We are having fun though. That's true. That's true. Okay. We just want to hang out. It's true. It's true. That is really... We're here to hang out. We're not here to complete as many games as possible. Oh. Be careful not to fall. What is the orange wood supposed to be? It's supposed to be acacia wood, I think. Just orange? But I don't know, man. And there's no giraffes in Minecraft, so I don't even know why they put acacias in. Oh, that's all the way down there? Rangwet says, I bet he played it too late for Herobrine. They removed him a long time ago.
An old cylindrical generator is nested.
They're added for savannas, I guess. I see. Evocator says, acacia wood trees look cool AF, though. Oh, with the big flat treetops? I do kind of agree. Brogy Frenzy says, giraffes are very fun to look at. Oh my god, last year, I mean, I posted people know, because I posted a picture in the Discord. But I went to the San Diego Zoo last year and saw the giraffes, and they're very fun to look at. Giraffes, 10 out of 10, very good animal. Wish the necks were a little bit longer, but it's not a deal breaker. 10 out of 10. Rangwet says, also big top tier and might beat spruce, but I haven't used enough. But mangrove wood is great. It's before my time. Larry Burner says, I burn down any acacia village I come across. Just got to get rid of that orange wood.
The lieutenant puts his hand.
Here we are at the microgrid generator. I'm paying attention.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Where do these wires lead before I turn this thing on?
Downstairs, somewhere.
What kind of generator is this?
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator.
Ah! Brogy Friend says, when I bring my laptop to the botanic garden, I say I'm in the mangrove. Very good. Very 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Unwisebird says, would you torture a Minecraft giraffe like you tortured the horses? That wasn't on purpose. It was an accident. Ranglet says, it was dark, but not too dark red look, and its trapdoor and door have an almost pirate vibe to them. That is a very good way to sell me on something. To just tell me, like, radio? No. Pirate radio? I'm listening. Anyway, tap on the side.
A hollow ring. The canister is
planks? No.
Dust
Pirate
falls
planks?
from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
Rangwet says the dolphins were also an accident. No, I knew what I was doing to those dolphins. I was helping them get back to their natural habitat. It was the best for them, and it just also happened to be very funny to me. What does this mean? A generator here? Giant Badger says Minecraft giraffe is just Minecraft horse plus a couple blocks. Evocator says Skull and Bones stream when? Okay, I need to know. Okay, if anybody's played Skull and Bones, what I want to know is, would it be better to play Skull and Bones or to play Assassin's Creed 4? Because I've heard that Assassin's Creed 4 is the better Skull and Bones, but people already played Assassin's Creed 4, and that's why they play Skull and Bones now. AC4, okay. 4 is the pirate one, I think. Yeah, because 3 is the one where you're in Boston. Larry Bernhoff says he tortures dolphins. Unforgivable. It's not a torture dolphins thing. I simply built a cannon to propel dolphins from the land where they don't belong into the sea where they do. And yes, they were ejected from the end of released, let's say, from the cannon in a magnificent arc at high velocity into the ocean, but in the end, it was best for everybody, and not torture. Let's see. Progifriend says AC4 is so goddamn good. Black Flag. AC4 also looks like a boring game. Good, good. Larry Burndorf says Black Flag is the pirate one. Giant Spudger says, I only know Ezio. I don't even know Ezio. I only played... I have like a bunch of the Assassin's Creeds on the old Ubisoft launcher, but that's like saying that I don't have them. If I have a game on the Ubisoft launcher, I basically don't have it. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna launch the Ubisoft launcher. What are you, crazy? Evakir says, to be clear, I was joking. I do not want you to play the bad pirate game, lol. I don't know. Could be fun. What does this mean if there's a generator here?
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
I meant, why is it here?
Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
Rangwet says, I only played AC2 in the series and it bored me so much. Not gonna lie, one of the worst games I ever played. Cake King is better. I mean, that's not fair, though. Cake King is like S-tier games. Pierogi Friend says, Assassin's Creed is the plural, like Inspectors General or Whoppers Jr.? I guess Whoppers Jr. I guess. Larry Burnhoff says, only AC game I finished was the one where you're a Greek. I've only played the first one. And I played it literally on a MacBook Air, which was not powerful enough to play it. And so Altair was just like one white pixel. I had to turn down all the graphic settings to the lowest possible. But I liked AC1 a lot. But just never played any of the other ones in the series. Giant Spoucher says you can fight the bad guy from FF15 in the Egypt Assassin's Creed. Oh, is he in there?
Outside picks up suddenly.
Stealthy Pixel.
Howl. Inside, it's warm.
Progy Frenzy says, MacBook Air, the choice of S-tier gamers. It was a different time for me. Evo Kidder says, Origins was so good. Just make a Pirate Cake King game. Problem solved? Okay, quick aside. Because we've been so focused on this game, I need to announce if we're going to have an aside, obviously. But quick aside, these are the games that I want to make next. There are 3. There's more than 3, but I'm going to pretend that there's 3. Number 1 idea is Cake King 3, which is the Cake King game that you need to play with 3D glasses that we started to make and then never finished. That's the first one that I'd like to do. But I kind of just feel like I have to more than I want to, but that's the top of the list. Let me see this real quick. Rangwet says, how about instead of talking about bad games, we play this good one? Okay, never mind. Oh, we're talking about good games. Okay. Giant Spatch says, oh, it literally is a crossover. There's also an Assassin's Creed event in FF15, but the probability of you playing that is much lower. Evocator says, you're taking aside from the main content. Asides. Okay, so number 1 is Cake King 3. Number 2 is a roguelike game where it's the DVD like pause screen or whatever, where the DVD logo is bouncing around, and you want it to go into the corner like the episode of The Office, but then every iteration you get upgrades like you're playing Vampire Survivors or something, and somehow it escalates and becomes crazy, but I don't know quite how that would work. But that's my idea. Giant Spot just says that one is an S-tier idea. And the last one is I kind of want to do a remake of the game we played on Newgrounds the other day that I made back in 2008 or 2009, which was Zap Brian. I think it would be really fun to do a remake of that and just try to spruce it up a little bit, put a little bit more game around it, but not make it more complicated or anything. Just you know. Just make it a little bit, just bring it up into 2024, you know? Prografred says the main bad dude in FF16 is named Kupka, which is Polish for people, as in, oh, poopy. Sorry, not people, I can't read. As in, did you make a poopy? I met that character. I met that character and turned the PS5 off, and I've never played it again. Giant Spouch says FF16 was a mistake. And Unwisebird says, yeah, fuck Brian. Larry Burner says, challenge, make Starfield a good game. I actually have an idea for that. So we're going to take Starfield, which is this, sci-fi kind of game. But I think we're going to take the kind of game design concepts and kind of philosophy and general approach that are present in Starfield. I want to take it back. Take it back to, like, what were we thinking about games in, like, 2010, maybe even earlier than that. And sci-fi, people like sci-fi, but you know what people really like? Viking fantasy. So it's going to be a Viking fantasy. We're going to use old kind of design concepts. And you're going to be able to shoot an arrow up in the air and hit a hawk. And that's the game that we're going to make. Larry Burner says Space Station 13. Not really the same game, but it's also in space, so I'm going to say it. Evocator says full conversion mode for Skyrim. Got it. Got it. Pour fuel into the tank.
The lieutenant assists you.
I don't know why we did this.
To the fuel
there was a tank, there was fuel, we put fuel in the
dark
tank.
Brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell.
I like that, like, on this stream, it's jarring when we play the game for a little bit. It's like, yeah, we're talking. Oh, yeah, let's play the game for 2 seconds.
There's
okay.
a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side.
That's like us going off the rails.
Flicks the switch.
Pull the rope.
The recoil start wakes the
I don't have a choice to not pull the rope, so I guess we're pulling the rope.
Like an old walrus.
I guess I already made my choice. When I put the fuel in, I was doomed to pull the rope.
That should do it.
Larry Burndorf says, there's a game? What? Well, we leveled up for it, so that's good. So I guess, puzzle genius? Careful, these stairs have collapsed. Giant Badger says, you playing the game gives strong second screen energy. Oh my god, for you guys it's like
There's a greasy old
No, I guess it is a second screen.
In the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracal blanket.
Evocator says you can always turn off the game and never play again. It's true, but that's what I did with Scarlet Nexus, and now I think about that game probably once a month. And I'm just like, God, I gotta go finish Scarlet Nexus. And I can't have another game like that. I can't have it be Scarlet Nexus and Disco Elysium. Giant Spot just says the only way to win a lot of things is to not play. It's true. It's true. It's true. Rengot says Piotr is really thinking like a AAA company now. I'm going to come back to that, but just put a pin in AAA company. Just make a reskin of the same game, and once people start complaining, just reskin it as a big series or release a sequel to one of them, and people are nostalgic for these reskin games will think it's related to something better. Yes, Rangoet, except that we, as of Skull and Bones, I don't know if you heard this, but Skull and Bones is a quadruple A game. And so now that's where the bar is really quadruple A games are the ones to talk about. Eva Kidder says, the idea of Disco Elysium haunting you forever is compelling. What? That's quadruple A games? It's a bit of a meme. Somebody who worked on the game described it as quadruple A, and it was probably a mistake, but it's a quadruple A game. Giant Spatcha says it's like batteries. Exactly. Probably taken out of context, but very memeable.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
Larry Burndorf says, I make 5A games, dumb nerds. Oh, you poor people in your quadruple A games. How recently was somebody here?
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses, no longer able to hear yourself speak.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
Evocator says, I make D-cell games. You know what? Maybe just a little shut-eye, just for an hour.
You face the concrete.
Why not sleep here in the murderer's den?
In the dark corner.
What could be
like
a better
a dog,
place?
You lie there.
Evocator says, big, hard to find, and no longer used for anything. Oh, you gotta, you know, if you've got like an old flashlight.
The blanket feels cold.
What says BRB?
The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close. Until you feel yourself standing up in the darkness.
Oh, this better not be a spooky dream.
Slowly, the world
I can't do any more of those.
From the blackness.
Unwatchman says, too much game. Okay, today's featured hero clicks. Let's do it. I just got to do a quick thing real quick. Bam, 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 bam. Actually, you know what? That's going to work. That looks okay. It's going to go out of focus almost immediately, but we can work with that. Unwisebird, thank you for the light snacks. We should probably change it from light snacks, huh? Nobody knows what that is. Thank you for the light snacks. Today's featured hero clicks, bam, is April O'Neil. You know April O'Neil. I know April O'Neil. She's an ace reporter. She looks like she's holding a gun here, but it's probably a camera. Larry Burner says, what the hell does take D-cells anymore? We're going to release a console that takes D-cell batteries. We're going to bring them back, but with huge investment from the D-cell lobby is the way we're going to do it. This is April O'Neil. She's wearing a yellow jumpsuit. It's a very classic portrayal of her. She looks great. Obviously, the jumpsuit is tucked into her boots, as you would expect and hope for. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's perfect. It's exactly the way it should be. So Funny says, I know we have done her before. Oh no, I think that you're right. I was worried we've done her before too. And so when you confirm that, it means that we definitely had. Let's see. Who have we not done before? Oh, I've got them all mixed up. This is the problem. Let's see. I know we've done that one before. I don't think we've done this one before. Giant Badger says, I had to collect light snacks for Aerith at the end of FF7 Rebirth, and I thought about this channel constantly. Oh man, I watched a whole video today about how Kate Sith is better, or however the hell you say that name, is like redeemed by their appearance in FF7 Rebirth. Progy Friend says, no. No, still annoying, still terrible, got it. Progy Friend says, Game Gear Plus takes 6 D cells every 4 hours, but that OLED screen, ugh. Kate Sith is bad? Okay, never mind. Larry Burner says, doesn't she have an unfortunate Casey Jones plotline? Probably. All right, we need to bring this one into focus because you need to see this face. This is Gamling, okay, and you can't see his face right now. He's out of focus. So Freddy says, I love it, but we're just gonna do a little quick adjustment here, and you're gonna tell me what you think of this man's beautiful face because it's one of my top hero clicks faces. Let's just, which way does this need to go? That doesn't seem to be working. Ah, there we go. Giant Spatch says, I'm imagining his face. It's very handsome. Can y'all see that? Okay. Yes! Enhance! This is so handsome. On watch it says, oh no. So handsome. Yoker says, oh lord. So anyway, they put this mustache on him, which hilariously looks like a big frowny face. And he's one of my favorite HeroClixes. He's some kind of a Lord of the Rings guy. I don't know. Also, does he have a 22 on his hip? He's got a big sword. His cloak also has spots of paint on it, which is fun too, because it's just like, I gotta trim my fingernails, man. He's got little spots of paint on his cloak, because of course the weird face couldn't be the only thing wrong with him. Larry Burnoff says, I hate FF7 Remake for 2 reasons. I can't play as Red 13, and I can't breed chocobos to race. Those do both seem like problems. Giant Spatcher says, that's peak male form right here. Yeah, you wish you looked as good as this man with his long hair and giant frown and bulging eyes. He really said, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I did it. Giant Spatcher says, Rebirth gets you 50% of that. Oh my god. Let's compare him real quick to our standard size Karen, who will also be up close because I don't want to adjust the focus again. Here we go. As you can see, oh, that's like a beautiful shot, isn't it? Wait. Let's put that right on. It's perfect. You know, Karen is the standard size for a reason, and I think that we should all take a moment to appreciate that right now. What a standard-sized woman. Good for you, Karen. Soulfoundry says, money! Larry Burner says, I was going to say trim your fingernails, but I didn't want to be an asshole. No, you were right. You would have been right. Giant Spatch says, community challenge to get Piotr a manicure. And Wiseman says, he's somehow looking both past me and into my soul. Evocator says, wait, does he have a gun or sword at his hip? It's a sword at his hip that he's got here. I think. Yeah, he must be. He's a Lord of the Rings man. Pierogi Friend says he regrets not dying at Helm's Deep. Is that who he is? Is he a Helm's Deep man? Anyway, I'm not quite sure who he is. He's some kind of a minor Lord of the Rings character. I gotta trim my fingernails. He is 50 points, gambling, and also he is today's featured HeroClix. Pierogi Friend says, I have no idea. Oh, okay. And April O'Neil is not today's featured HeroClix, so don't even worry about it. I will trim my nails after the stream. This is Gamling. He has a good face. Bam! Oh! Nope, that transition just went right back to HeroClix. As every transition should. Bam! We're back to this black screen. Evil Kidder says, I assumed he was some sort of Thor. Have we seen Boar Thor? We have a Boar Thor, where he's Thor with a pig head for some reason. I think we've seen him before, though. Soulfinder says, Piotr fingering his own nails right now is me? Unwisebert says, this is a great use of light snacks. Thank you. What about Horse Thor? I don't have Horse Thor. Or Frog Thor. No, I have Pig Thor, Boar Thor, and some kind of a Japanese Thor, where he's like a samurai. But those are the Thors that I have, unfortunately. I mean, that's not unfortunate. It's unfortunate that I don't have even more Thor.
Sleep.
Progy Frenzy says, I think you mean Thors? True. Borthor is the Lord of the Borathor is the Lord of the Rings character, I'm pretty sure. That sounds right. Larry Burner says, you still need to make a Karen with Hulk hands. Oh, true. Unwisebert says, Frog Thor is $150? Oh, man, now I really wish I had Frog Thor. Where did Kim go? The lieutenant is no longer here. Go outside to the beach. Oh, he's going to be like, there's going to be somebody with like a gun to Kim's head. How do I can't leave. Why can't I go out the way that I came in? No? It is forbidden? Progy Friend says, these are the Thors I know. Okay. Soul Foundry says, I have a pair of clippers on hand right now, and they're from Thailand and serve as a bottle opener. Nice, double use. I had words about this opener in my 20s. Oh. I guess... Unwisebert says, you can get him cheaper. Never mind. You can get him cheaper, but he's still expensive for a HeroClix. I mean, they're all either 20 cents or $300, I feel like. How do we get out to the beach? Oh. Kim. Oh, you can't walk down there. Can't get down there. There's no way. There's no way you could get down there. Somebody says, that used your feet? Used your feet? Oh, here we go. Go down to the chain. There's something there. Oh, cool. It's dragon's teeth. Ominous autosave, which is also the name of my band. Walk into the water now. You see her footprints on the water. Oh, I'm dreaming. Further. Hello.
Dolorous day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi and Insulinda. Definitely not your wife. You need to talk to her. Think of the historical knowledge you could glean. I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here? Something seems off.
What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
Evocator says, oh, they had tetrapods, though they were broken. I don't know this reference. Aren't you already wearing a crown of immortality?
This is just a wreath.
Oh.
The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder, silence. Her nuptial gown flows in the wind, wraps around her holy body.
Anyway.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there.
Oh, on the beach. They're used to break up the waves. Oh, I thought it was for tanks or ships or something to stop them from coming ashore. Got it. Something is off.
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She stops mid-sentence, glances to her right, then looks at her bag. Hey!
Hey.
That's all you got? Hey, that's all I get? Smile.
I mean, hey to you too?
She breathes
Say nothing.
out impatiently.
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive, epic showdown.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really, we don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell.
In hell?
Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
I brought you this figurine of a headless fawn rider. Give it to her. Oh my God, it's important.
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it.
I thought you liked figurines. I thought the figurines were for getting you back.
That's not what figurines do, Harry.
But then the figurines don't do anything?
She looks at the headless fawn rider between your fingers and doesn't know what to say.
This is like me trying to hit on a woman. I don't know why I said that particular emphasis. This is like me trying to hit on a woman. You don't like figurines? What about dice?
Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome.
Okay, I won't give you things then.
I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything.
I got an achievement for the figurines won't win her back. They do nothing.
Back then.
But you said I have a vast soul and you will always come back to it.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
You didn't say it, you wrote it in a letter, a handwritten letter. I kept it in my paperwork.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
Stop.
You need to recite it to her, for effect. All of it. No summaries.
Agreed.
Yeah. Put a stake through your heart. She'll get hurt too. Collateral damage.
I have it right here. Let me refresh your memory. Let's take a trip down memory lane.
Please, Harry. I just don't have time for this.
Take out the letter and read. Oh, okay, I've got to say it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows, until by the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me completely. I step on the light rail and look back. Something something bow collector. I know it will be like this, until I walk back to you. You! Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now?
No, I'm not happy.
Then why are you doing this?
There's more. Kisses, kisses, kisses.
Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left.
I don't know what that is.
On Voyager Road. It was autumn. The first autumn. But Harry, please understand. It was 1,000,000 years ago. No, it was 100 million years ago.
Ah!
I was someone else then. Filled to the brim with love for you. Hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest.
Evocator says, I love the
I'm
word
no longer
hoarfrost.
that person. This. has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
I will eat your mind?
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
Look, I may not be the most sociable person, but I know this is not the time to talk about myself. Voyager Road. Frozen dew in the late fall. Ah, that is a specific and lovely image. Voyager Road, I know that place. Where is it?
It's here, Harry. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos.
The house?
There. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia, my parents' money, it was not good.
There was a bow collector, a light rail, streetcar number.
42. That is the light rail that took me to Coron, to school and work. Every morning. It's the same stop I met you at, Harry. 100,000 million years ago. No human being should still remember the position of atoms such eons ago. It must feel unnaturally sad. A sadness so ancient. It is shared even by archaebacteria.
What now? What happens now? What is the next thing we talk about?
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, you should let me go to the aerodrome.
But that's not a very good way for things to be. Soul Foundry says, let's talk about Pokemon Go. I wish there was a dialogue option.
It's not.
But what? Oh, you know what? That's it?
That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times.
We're gonna kiss this figment of my imagination. It's gonna happen.
Just like I did.
Pokemon, let's go to the aerodrome.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything.
Maybe. I think I've reached the end of the investigation.
See? It just takes some time. For you, I think it'll take something like 20 years, maybe.
20 years?
It was hard for me, too.
Evil Killer says this part of the game ruined me, by the way.
Live without you. But I can.
It's not. It's just not possible. It's like eating rocks.
I can eat rocks.
Do it.
20 years, that's so much time.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2.
Wow. You must be super great. So you felt that way once, that you can't live without me?
Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
With all my strength, I can't. It's like eating rocks.
There is a silence. She looks at you, then over her shoulder.
She didn't go for the rocks thing.
The wreath on the dome of her forehead. As you talk, it feels like chewing on gravel, granite, steel bars.
It doesn't have to be like this. Maybe we could try again.
No, Harry. We can't.
Why?
We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Third time.
Is that how it is now?
Yeah.
You should just try all good things twice, and then give up. By that logic,
we should have quit the game the second time we had a heart attack picking up a heavy dumbbell.
Not you too.
You know what? We're doing it. Let's try building communism twice. If it doesn't work, let's abandon it and be slaves forever instead?
Yes, of course. I'm bourgeois because I don't want to keep hurting you.
What went wrong when we tried again? I can do better.
I don't know. Please.
I have other questions for you now.
I can't answer your other questions, Harry.
I know you still love me. Kiss her. 58% chance to kiss successfully. Unsuccessful. Unsuccessful kiss. Unsuccessful kiss.
Your feet still tremble from the steps you took, as if over an enormous distance, standing against her. Her body close to you, radiating.
What else does Harry deserve?
With your eyes
Poor
closed,
Harry.
you move your lips on her mouth. She is not kissing you back.
You're not kissing me back!
The moment is ending.
Ugh.
She is going to move her
So
face
Foundry says,
away
how
from
dare!
yours.
Well, that was pretty brutal. I better get out of the street here. A car might come soon. I'm just gonna go home and never speak to anybody ever again after that one.
When she withdrew, and you
So Foundry says, I didn't want to kiss anyway.
She tried not to look at your face and see the expression there.
Larry Burndorf says, I recently found this YouTube channel where the main content is the unemployment rate of every Skyrim city.
Brother,
Ooh, I do
you
like
should
that.
put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
You're the apricot chewing gum scented one.
No, I'm just Dora.
You are. Stop. Why didn't you kiss me back?
Why did you do that to yourself? You know I don't cheat, Harry. I never cheated on you.
That's it then.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see.
Not your lungs.
I'm pregnant.
Oh. I guess there's probably some lungs in there, so in a way I was right. Swallow.
You know what this means.
Is it mine?
Of course not. I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Poverty-stricken fuck. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions.
So Foundry says, I still want the
Let's
jar of
talk
greed
about
with the
something
mustache.
else.
Larry Burndorf says, cringe.
No,
A little cringe.
This has to end. Do the last one. More questions. Ask more.
I get the feeling you're not really Dolores Day.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day.
You're the X something.
Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago?
Yeah.
Now I'm the X.
It's my dream. You can be whatever
You're
I want.
confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still
Ah,
have a
that's
light
so
rail to
late. Are you
catch.
gonna sleep on the aerodrome?
I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
You are too disorganized. First of all, buy the tickets, take a less late flight, and, what, that's all the luggage you got? I'm glad we're having this conversation. Don't vape on the plane. Yes, that's the last one. I'm getting so much closure. No, that's not true. I should have stayed down.
My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
Cool, your friends. Say hi to your friends for me. Because they're definitely real, you big fat liar.
I will.
1,000 times you beat an animal. 1,000 times you've raised that fabric. What is underneath has always calmed you, centered you, made you sane.
Soul Foundry says, I will replay Yu-Gi-Oh! And I will do the thing. And I will do it in MTG too. And then maybe even Pokemon. I miss my Charizard.
In your mind,
All fire
you could
dragons.
still climb inside her bed. Still the only man.
Nope, you know what? You're Dolores Day. You get to be Dolores Day. Good for you.
Yes, Harry. I am.
Yep.
Things have gotten much better for me. Now that I am the ruler of the known world. Oh god, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry.
Alright.
A tiny golden watch with red straps.
Should we call her a war criminal before she goes? That seems out of character. Don't go!
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30.
Larry Burner says, my brain keeps on thinking Doris Day. It is very close.
I was wrong. You don't have power over her anymore. You shouldn't have said that. I am wrong about everything. You should go on without me.
What? Who said that? That was a totally different... That's a totally different voice line than what's written. I swore I wouldn't let you go. You told me. You asked me to be this way. I think that this scene for me... I know that it's supposed to be very emotional and we're supposed to be thinking about the life that Harry had before. But to me, it is very undercut by the fact that it's obviously a dream sequence. It feels like there's not really any stakes here.
That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her.
I just have a
and
hard
I'm
time
happier for
being
it.
invested in something that's
And I'm
happening
really
in a
going
dream
now.
sequence.
The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
Will we ever see each other again?
I won't see you, but you will see me.
How can that be?
Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see?
It's a dream!
I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened?
I can't believe it!
A year? 2? 5 years ago?
When will I see you again? How will I see you again then?
Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental.
Soul Foundry says, until you dream so real, you have to ask yourself, what the fuck the next day? She's your sleep paralysis demon. I don't think this is one of those times.
Suffocatingly beautiful.
You know what?
And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first time. So long ago.
I like this.
Oh yes. This is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry.
I think the Pierogi Frenzy pitched on a previous
See you
stream
tomorrow.
that I wasn't having a good time because Kim wasn't around. And I think that that's a real thing. I think when Kim is on screen, I have like a 200% better time playing this game. Soulfighter says, that's my dreams, TBH. I was allowed to dream again, but everything has a cost. Larry Burner says, where the fuck did she pull child molestation? I don't know, man.
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
I guess I'm bleeding. Let's solve the fucking
Are you
case.
sure you're okay? You thrashed around and you bolted up, half covered in blood from your wound.
Unwisebird says, you have a straight man around with Kim. Pierogi Frenzy says, you're your own Greek chorus and Kim is the audience. My sleep was... No, you know what? Let's be logic, man. Let's comb the entire island centimeter by centimeter. That's the next step in the task chain. No, you know what? My sleep was deep and invigorating.
Of course. I was just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on?
Spit out the blood and get back to work. You're a badass like that.
Okay.
I just... Look at all this crap. Dishes stained with sauce and fire. Earth, Sauce, and Fire. My favorite band. A moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Sift through them.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures.
Animal Adventures?
Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Does anything stand out as unusual?
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for entertainment purposes. Fittingly right next to the radiola on the floor.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More than that, you can't say. The print in some of these is pretty small, though. This person has good eyesight.
Alright, Kim. We ruled you out. It's not you. You glasses-wearing man. I did get an army surplus winter scarf, so I guess that's... I don't want any more clothes in this game. When the game gives me more clothes to wear, I'm like, I don't want this. I'm keeping the drama tie. Larry Burner says, glasses wearing man wasn't what you wanted to say. It's what I wanted to say. Come on. Plus, okay, we have a shirt that makes me better with my hands, of course. Oh, we already saw that. Okay, okay. How do I... Just trying to click on that green dot right in the middle. No? Alright, I give up. Okay, game, you win. I can't get to the green dot, so I'm not even going to bother clicking on it. Take some milk of magnesium. I lied. I'm going to use the mouse. Does that work? That doesn't even work either, so that's just a big ol' tease, I guess.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
Let's just do this real quick before we open any doors after an extended and, let's just say extended dream sequence. You can't do it by 10 FYI? Yeah, I figured. We'll have to do a PPS stream. That's all right. I'm ready. I'm ready. I've accepted it. I'm ready to embrace one more stream at least. What's on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
How do we open this? He said, holding a crowbar.
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right. We opened the big one. Do you see it controls anywhere?
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
I don't know. Console to the southeast, you say? I like how it's like one of those desks where you roll the thing down. Soul Foundry says the name of the next game is... Ooh, it's probably Wanted Dead. I think that's what I want to play next because it's going to be a drastic change of pace from this game.
This old cylindrical...
That's where my head's at right now. This was once an armament rest. Armament rest. How do I... Oh, I see. Oh my god. I won't swear that it's Wanted Dead, but that's probably what we'll play next. How do I... The hatch is jammed shut. Up, 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 up. Please, please, please. I just want to click the little... Water rushes below. Far down below.
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
Run my fingers across the keyboard. We want to leave as many fingerprints as possible. Soul Foundry says, may I suggest Sky while you figure it out? Is there a PC version yet? Because I know that it was going to come to PC at some point, or was supposed to, and that would make it much more doable.
The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is this then?
The console of an anti-computation device.
We probably should choose something from the list of requested games, though, huh?
Here.
Let me check real quick what we've got on in the old Discord, because we have a list of games that have been requested, right? And we should probably choose something from that before doing something weird and different. Games. What was it? Games it was under, and there's a pinned message. Bill Nye, Uncharted 2, Earthbound, Sky Child of Light. We might do something else before we play one of those. I think we will play Wanted Dead. That's probably what I've got for our next game. I'm not going to say lock it in, but most likely. It shouldn't be too long, either. A nice palate cleanser. Could this open the blast door?
I think, yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
Push emergency open.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears.
Nice and stealthy. Opening the loud, slow door. Just a moment. And now you can play the computer game again. Nope, sorry, not yet. And wait for it. Now you can play the computer game again.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
After you.
What's there? Point to the door.
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
I'm scared.
Don't be. I have a gun.
I also kind of have a gun.
I know. It was not easy to acquire.
You say that, but we did take it from a dead woman, which I'm not saying it's easy, because there's sort of like a moral obstacle that you have to overcome to do that, but just like in terms of the actual amount of like physical effort, I just don't want to overstate what I've done here. Let's go. And in fact, speaking of let's going, I think let's call it here for now. Because I think going through this blast door, the game seems like it's hinting is going to be a whole thing. And so let's call it here. We'll go through the blast door next time. I recognize that we did a long stream and didn't actually make very much progress. But that's just the way that it is sometimes. And that's just the way that it goes. Let's call it here for tonight. We'll be back another time, which I'll put in the Discord. I do think I'm going to try to do a long stream just to work through the rest of this game. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't want to rush through what we've got left here, especially if after we've come this far. I think it's worth taking our time and really making the best of it. For now, though, let me say that if you watched any of this stream live tonight, as we say every time, thank you so much for watching live. Thanks for hanging out. A lot of good conversation this stream, actually. We didn't get a lot of gameplay done, but we got a good conversation going, and that's probably the more important thing. If you watch this as a recording or on YouTube, we probably didn't have a conversation unless you're that person who keeps asking me why Peglin looks so different every time we play Disco Elysium. We'll play Peglin again sometime, commenter whose name I forget. We'll do it. Thank you so much for watching that way too. However you watch this, thank you so much. And until next time, I will see you later.